Hello, everyone, and welcome back to IntelligentPod, your weekly deep dive into the big ideas shaping our world, our future, and in today's case, possibly even countless other worlds beyond our own. I'm Sophie Lane, your host, and I am so excited to have you with me for a mind-bending journey into one of the most fascinating and mysterious topics in science, philosophy, and popular culture, the multiverse. That's right. Today's episode is all about exploring the multiverse, parallel worlds, and cosmic possibilities. Buckle up, because we're about to venture far beyond the boundaries of our known universe. So, what exactly is the multiverse? Why does it captivate scientists, philosophers, and storytellers alike? And, perhaps most importantly, what does it mean for us, for our choices, and for the way we see ourselves in this vast, mysterious cosmos? Whether you're a seasoned science buff or just multiverse curious, I promise there's something here for you. Let's start by untangling the basics. The multiverse is the idea that our universe, the one with you, me, the Earth, the Milky Way, and everything we know, might be just one bubble in an unimaginably vast cosmic foam, with countless other universes existing alongside ours. Think about it like this. If the universe we see is one page in a book, the multiverse suggests that the book itself contains an infinite number of pages, each one a different universe, with its own history, its own laws of physics, maybe even its own versions of you and me. Now, I know what you're thinking. This sounds wild, and you're right, it is. But here's the thing. The multiverse isn't just the stuff of science fiction movies or fantasy novels. It's a real scientific idea, debated passionately among physicists, cosmologists, and philosophers. And it's an idea that's been gaining traction as we learn more about quantum mechanics, cosmology, and the very origins of our universe. Let's ground this with an example. Have you ever heard the phrase, "For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction"? Or, more relevant here, for every choice you make, there might be another universe where you made a different choice. This is the kind of thinking that inspires not just blockbuster movies like Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness or TV shows like Rick and Morty, but also serious scientific inquiry. So let's dive in. In today's episode, we'll explore the multiverse from a few different perspectives. The scientific theories that suggest it might exist, the psychological and philosophical implications of parallel worlds, and the cultural impact of this idea on art and storytelling. I'll share an academic study that has influenced multiverse thinking, and a real-life anecdote that might just make you see your own life in a new way. And of course, I'll offer some practical advice for how to use the multiverse concept to inspire creativity and resilience in your own life. Let's start with the science. The idea of the multiverse comes from several different theories in physics and cosmology. One of the most prominent is called cosmic inflation. In the 1980s, physicist Alan Guth proposed that the universe underwent a period of rapid expansion, or inflation, just after the Big Bang. Some versions of this theory suggest that inflation didn't just happen in our universe, but could be happening all the time, endlessly, creating new bubble universes with different properties. Imagine a cosmic popcorn machine popping out universes instead of kernels. Another source of the multiverse idea comes from quantum mechanics, the branch of physics that deals with the tiny, bizarre world of atoms and particles. According to the many worlds interpretation, every time a quantum event happens, say a particle spins up or down, the universe splits into two, with each outcome realized in a different universe. So, in one universe, you got the job. In another, you didn't. In one, you ordered coffee. In another, tea. This theory was first proposed by physicist Hugh Everett in 1957, and while it's controversial, it's also taken seriously by many physicists today. Now, I want to pause here and share a fascinating academic study that helped bring the multiverse concept into mainstream science. In 2011, researchers Anthony Aguirre and Max Tegmark published a paper in Scientific American outlining the different levels of the multiverse. From universes just beyond our cosmic horizon to those with completely different physical laws. Their work helped clarify that multiverse isn't just one idea, but a whole spectrum of possibilities, each with its own evidence and implications. Let's shift gears for a moment and look at the psychological and philosophical side. The multiverse isn't just a scientific theory. It's a profound idea that challenges how we think about ourselves and our choices. Have you ever wondered, what if I'd taken that job in a different city? Or what if I'd said yes instead of no? The multiverse gives us a way to imagine that, somewhere, those versions of ourselves might actually exist. Philosophers have wrestled with the implications of this idea for centuries, long before quantum physics. The question of whether every possible outcome actually happens somewhere raises deep questions about fate, free will, and the nature of reality. Some people find comfort in the idea that in some universe, their regrets don't exist. Others worry that if everything happens, then nothing really matters. It's an idea that can be both liberating and unsettling, depending on how you look at it. Now let's talk about the cultural impact. The multiverse has exploded in popularity in recent years, showing up in everything from Marvel movies to literary fiction, video games, and even TikTok trends. And it's not hard to see why. The idea of parallel worlds lets us explore what-if scenarios, confront our regrets, and imagine new possibilities. It's a powerful storytelling tool, but it's also a way for us to process the complexity of life and the uncertainty of the future. I want to share a real-life anecdote that brings this idea down to earth. A few years ago, I met a woman named Rachel at a science conference. Rachel had survived a serious car accident and in her recovery became obsessed with the idea of the multiverse. She told me that imagining other versions of herself, ones where the accident never happened, or ones where things turned out differently, helped her process her trauma and move forward. For Rachel, the multiverse wasn't just a scientific theory. It was a source of hope, a way to imagine healing, and a reminder that life is full of possibility. So with all this in mind, you might be wondering, what does any of this mean for me? Is the multiverse just a fun idea to think about, or can it actually change the way we live our lives? Here's where things get practical. Whether or not the multiverse is real in a scientific sense, thinking about parallel worlds can inspire us to be more creative, resilient, and open-minded in our daily lives. Here are a few actionable ideas you can try. First, use the multiverse as a tool for decision-making. Next time you're facing a tough choice, imagine the different paths your life could take. What are the parallel universes you're choosing between? This can help you clarify your values and priorities, and maybe even make peace with uncertainty. Second, practice multiversal empathy. When someone else makes a choice you don't understand, remember that in another universe, you might have made the same choice. This perspective can foster compassion and understanding, both for yourself and for others. Third, embrace creative storytelling. Whether you're a writer, an artist, or just someone who likes to daydream, let the idea of the multiverse fuel your imagination. What stories could you tell about alternate versions of yourself or of the world? What lessons could those stories teach you? Fourth, use the multiverse as a way to process regret and disappointment. Instead of getting stuck on what might have been, try to see your life as one branch in a vast tree of possibilities. In some universes, things turned out differently, but this is the universe you're in, and you have the power to shape what happens next. Finally, stay curious. The multiverse is a reminder that the universe is bigger, stranger, and more mysterious than we can possibly imagine. Let that sense of wonder guide you as you explore new ideas, meet new people, and face new challenges. So let's recap. Today, we explored the multiverse from multiple angles: the scientific theories that support it, the philosophical questions it raises, its impact on our culture, and the ways it can inspire us in daily life. We talked about cosmic inflation, quantum mechanics, and bubble universes. We reflected on the power of what-ifs and parallel lives, and we discovered how the multiverse can help us make better choices, empathize with others, and embrace the unknown. As we wrap up, I invite you to reflect on this thought. Whether or not there really are infinite parallel worlds out there, the choices you make in this universe matter. The multiverse reminds us that possibility is everywhere, that every moment is a branching point, and that the story of your life is yours to write. So, go out there and make it a story worth telling. Thank you so much for joining me on this cosmic adventure today. If you enjoyed this episode, please take a moment to leave us a review. It helps Intelligent Pod reach new listeners and keeps our community growing. For show notes, links to the studies I mentioned, and more resources on the multiverse, head over to IntelligentPod.com. And if you have thoughts, questions, or stories of your own to share, maybe you've had a multiverse-inspired moment you'd like to tell me about, drop me an email at sophie@intelligentpod.com. I love hearing from you. Until next time, keep exploring, keep imagining, and remember, the universe is full of possibilities. This is Sophie Lane, signing off from Intelligent Pod. Stay curious, and I'll see you in this universe, or maybe the next one.